Uh, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, sir. Mahmoud Akhtar Shima Saab. I was interacting with him for, I think, a decade or two ago. We were working together. And thanks to Asim Jamal for helping us, Hamad, and everybody else. It's really like coming back home to work with IUCN. I'm really grateful for all of you for sparing time. I hope everybody listen to me. If there is any thing, if you cannot listen us, please raise hand. We will try to speak loud, or we will do something here to make you, aware of what we are thinking. And this will be a sort of discussion. What I believe in, that is that we should have an inclusive and participatory approach when we talk about species survival, because this is the most important now. And a couple of sentences before I will share with you 5, 6, 7 slides only. Just what I thought about this when you guys, thanks to all of you, thought that I'm good enough to talk to you as a focal person from Pakistan on this subject. I'm really grateful to all of you. First, because it's you that we were thinking to who should be the one who should connect all of us. So a couple of sentences about Pakistan. I usually allowed to say these sentences internationally when I travel, and I nowadays I work with IUCN as co-chair of Policy Development Working Group on Synthetic Biology and Conservation. For that, we had a lot of traveling since last couple of years now, and this World Congress will be presenting our report as per 123 resolution of IUCN. But the sentence that I say is that we are lucky that Almighty has given us a piece of land that stretches from 0 meter to 8,611 meters. No other piece in the world. You may have Mount Everest little bit above you, but they wish if they could have some kind of places like you have deserts, you have, beautiful Sindh, beautiful Punjab, the plains of KP, you have a sea level, you have a sea coast, beautiful mangrove forest, all this. So they wish they could have all this. You have all this. So this is what you should be proud of your Pakistan, that Allah has given you such a good piece of land that has every kind of diverse habitat. Here, you now maybe in part of the Pakistan, it is around 20 degrees Celsius, 26 degrees Celsius. In the same Pakistan, you have minus 20 degrees Celsius. So this is the landscape that you have. So you should be proud of it. And because of that, you have different kind of beautiful human beings, different face, color, height, length, everything. And then you have different kind of, habitats. That's both plants and animals and etc. So that's why your species are particular of extreme importance when you talk about your own country. And this is not only this habitat. One sentence more, because I work with IUCN and WWF also on ethnobotany and plants and its importance and indigenous knowledge. Again, you are the luckiest in the world that when you talk about the origin of things that were happening in the world, you are the country where you have almost all kind of civilization. In Sangao cave near Mardan, 50,000 years ago, humans were living in the caves and surviving and hunting and all this. And then 10,000 years ago in Mehergarh, Balochistan, they were trying to cultivate wheat, etc., etc. And then coming to Sindh, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and coming here, the most advanced civilization, what you call it here in Gandhara civilization. So these are the things which you are having it. This was just a brief, description for you to understand that you are really lucky people. Forget about whatever political and economics and all this. This is not because of Almighty. This is because of us. That what in Urdu we call it, we were the alike human beings. That we couldn't take care of all this, whatever we have, and we could not, get maximum out of it. This is what I said about the living things. I don't want to talk about the non-living, different kind of minerals and those things that you have. Some other day we can talk about that too. Now, can I have my presentation? Yes. So there are some slides for you, only 6, 7 slides. Last night too, I added one. I asked him that, please add this one because I wanted to talk to you. What can we do now? What is all this about? What we are talking about? So when we are talking about commission, again, look at this picture. Today I was having, evaluating one of my PhD students for his final dissertation, and I said, come on, man. I asked artificial intelligence to make a slide for me that depicts IUCN Species Survival Commission and tells something about this survey. And look at this, what they made for me. What I want to insist is that please, now the world is very different. Let's work with, of course, our traditional knowledge and everything, but let's take advantage of the modern, things that are available. You can quickly work. Of course, you use your natural intelligence, but you take benefit of whatever technology do we have. Whether we talk about, conservation, artificial intelligence, etc., etc. This is one picture debate for me when I was thinking, कि जी मैं आपसे बात करूंगा, so they can say policy, geserations, whatever. So all this research, the different fields that we can talk about, and which species need what. So this one picture tells you a lot of stories. Someday we can again. Today we don't want to stretch you more than an hour, and we want to give you time to ask questions and policy ahead. What should we be doing? Let's make Pakistan as a good example for the rest of the world, not only IUCN, but rest of conservation agencies, that what Pakistan has and what the brain we have and what we can suggest for them for survival. Next, please. Now, you all know about IUCN. Chima Saab was a very good advocate that you have for yourself. He, mashallah, for the last several years, talking about IUCN taking this flag around the world. So this is an authority that works on the natural world and works on the measure that is needed to safeguard it. Natural world and to safeguard it. So IUCN has taken that. Again, this another picture for you, where it talks about the mission, about IUCN, different things, authority, etc., etc. So this is again depicts some kind of a picture for you to think about. Only this one picture, and then you get something out of it. The Species Survival Commission. This is the network in Pakistan. I just heard said around 60 members, and let's have a target that we should have at least 100 now. And I will be asking my students, my different friends, and we don't need any money for that. We can have a webinar like today we have. We can meet online, offline. I'm about myself. Nowadays, I'm the vice chancellor of a university that is spread in the country, in Islamabad and Karachi and elsewhere. So that's all facilities are for you. Come talk to the students, and you have at least 20,000+ your Sipais, your Sipaya to work with you, and you be the general of those Sipaya. Come and work with them. And so is other. And then I work with IUCN, all the universities. I go and talk to them. So let's take on and let's take Pakistan as a very good success story when we talk about species survival. So the mission, you all know, biodiversity by securing species from extinction for the benefit of nature and people. Sustainable use, you call it, many, many words. Someday we can talk more in detail about all this. And of course, we will be talking about the modern technologies too. As I said, I'm co-chair of IUCN on the biodiversity and, synthetic biology, etc. Next, please. So now, please correct me if I'm wrong, because we are meeting after several, years. This is what I thought that the key role of Species Survival Commission. Again, here the picture will tell you the story. Again, this is AI developed picture for you. I did nothing on it. Just maybe a few seconds, ask my AI to tell me that I want this picture. And they give me several options. I chose this one. One like species assessment. And again, I will be proposing today that a lot of you are my friends also, our students, our friends, our colleagues. So let's work together that we can, I will be telling you that money is not a problem. We have several resources. We can get funds for you, not only international, but national too. And we can try to work on, how can we involve PhD, MPhil, other students to assess our resources that we have in Pakistan. and then we can share this with the rest of the world. Specifically on the endemics that we have, nobody else has it. Those are the species that we can really discuss more about it. You may be knowing some of the major animals, but there are a lot of plants that are endangered, threatened, extinct, even some of them. So let's talk about that. And there are several reasons for it. Some other day, let's have some small groups work together, meet somewhere, and we can have in-person meeting or like webinar like this. Then policy support, advising the government and the organization on biodiversity policies. Let's we be the focal people to talk to the government of Pakistan and elsewhere, international agencies, that whatever treasure we have, let's make it easy for the students. Let's have some young groups that talk about all this. Capacity building, of course, when I talk about the students and others, let they be our flag bearers. Let they be talking in their home, how to discard plastic waste, for example. You know, they're studying in high schools, top, paying 100,000 rupee per month. But when they come out of the school, they eat something and throw just on the road. So first we have to make this nation, I said this is very important, not please own it. So it's not only your school at home that you keep clean. This is how we will be really advocating to the younger people. IUCN can partner with our universities and WWF and other agencies, we can work together. Of course, that awareness that I talked to you now about various things, but ultimately those things that are really can be helpful in a way to protect our species, to conserve it. And there are many of them. Industrial fund is one example, and many others. In fact, you may be talking about, mangrove forests and all others. We can talk about community environment, etc., etc. Next, please. Now, if we talk about the development, brief, like efforts, there are in Asia, for example, if you talk about region, we can talk about snow leopard, we can talk about several other transboundary things that are happening. So specifically when we have issues at the borders, either, west or east, things are happening and we cannot, follow it up or we cannot do it alone. So that is what we can, be discussing it more. In Pakistan, of course, there are several good things that I'm just picking one or two, but there are many things that IUCN, WWF, and several other agencies are doing. Let's join hands, let's wait some time and talk about this, be it Indus Dolphin, be it coastal areas, be it the three mountain regions that they meet, like Karakoram, Hindu Kush, Himalaya, on the meeting place, what's happening. And then, of course, finally, this all can be done if we all do collaboration with the stakeholders, including the local communities. Next, please. Now, recent development, there are assessment things that are happening, like the red data list, the species that have been assessed so far. But remember, the total number of species that we have in the world, globally, or in Pakistan, there are estimates that sometimes even single-digit species are yet identified, and there are many yet to be identified, given name, because not only the species are endangered, but taxonomists are endangered. Nobody is coming to study this discipline. You are really the good one that are working at conservation. There are people who go for the things and they don't do interdisciplinary things. So we can, of course, study AI, for example, but we can apply that in the conservation. So apart from identification, today one of my students, he was working on mushrooms of, KP to see how many are there left, etc., etc. But then he was confused seeing identification. I said, come on, man, use the technology and you will get it now in seconds, as I said. So this is what we need to, integrate. And then post-2020 global biodiversity framework, the 3 aims that we are there, like 30% of Earth's land and ocean by 2030. How to protect them? How can we do that at a global level? And then technology innovation, as I'm repeating several times, use of modern technology, not only AI, but data science, Internet of Things, and name it. So my university is doing all this, and I offer that we all can work on this. Funding mechanisms, financial support. There are several like Global Environment Facility, GAP, and many others. So this is what is happening, and let's try to find solution to the problem that we are faced with. Next, please. There are several events that you may be thinking, and please do try to participate in some of them at least, like SSC's leaders meeting in 2025. They are thinking to have a meeting. As we were discussing, you have Conservation Congress. I will be there. I request all of you to come and let's talk there. Of course, I am there on some other subject that is a very, very tricky subject on conservation and synthetic biology, etc. Someday I can talk about that also. And of course, there are many, many opportunities of webinar, training workshops. We can be the host, and let's work together. Next, please. Now, these are the opportunities and engagements. What are available for you? Please join this group. As I said, let's double our membership in Pakistan. I will be helping you. I will be having let's have those so that they are our ambassadors working from, K2 down to Karachi coast. We can involve people. We can collaborate. We can work together. Let's spread awareness about this subject. Let's do advocacy for biodiversity conservation, because if this is the only Mother Earth that we have, we cannot afford to lose this. We lose this, we all are gone, including whatever biodiversity you have. And so far, we are unable to find another place to live. So the only home that we have, we work for it. And let's have our people as ambassadors, as freelancers, as advocates, and so to raise awareness and to support the efforts that you all are doing. You are really doing a noble cause. It's not only salary, money, whatever you are getting. It's a noble cause that you are all working with. Next, please. This is the last night that I added this slide because this was just published yesterday, I think, that they asked for applications for SSC internal grants. So this is what I wanted to share with you, that the students and the others, that they can apply for at least this small amount, but you can have some travel in it, you can have different things. So what I recommend is that things are available for you. Let's apply. This is just the 20th January was the start date. Today is 21st. So you still have the whole month to work on it. And so there are many. I just copied this for you last night because I wanted you to know. An old man like me is still looking for opportunities and things. So I have my own university, but this is my passion. And let's have this passion together and work. Last one, please. Probably the next one is the last one. The conclusion. Together for a sustainable future. When you talk about sustainable, imagine you should leave at least whatever you got from your forefather to your children. This is what does it mean. At least please leave that place. Otherwise, when you go to your hometown and you see when you were young, there were fields of, orchards and all this, and now there are buildings and houses and you are occupying everything. I think let's think how to leave something back to our children so that they could enjoy that facility that you had enjoyed your childhood. And we protect species to ensure not only ecosystem, but human well-being. Today is not the time, but when we talk about species survival, it's one health. Only species, the importance when you talk about not the keystone species and that species and this species, but it is human, it is biodiversity, it's environment. Three of them is one health. If one of them you lose it, you lose your own health. So even if you are a selfish human being, think about yourself, save the other two, you will be saved. Otherwise, you will be borrowing viruses from animals, because if you attack them, their gifts for you will be in terms of viruses, bacteria, another, and we got several. Someday we can talk about that too. So this is the platform that we give you for conservation efforts, global conservation effort. And at Pakistan, I request all of you, let's join hands and work together. Every action counts towards making the world a better place for all living beings. Even this today's small discussion, I hope it has some spark in you to have more, otherwise we will go, whatever money you earn, whatever you do, remember you have to go from this world. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Ultimate is that you have to go down the earth if you are lucky to have a space in earth also. So that is what we are finally destined to reach. Is there any other slide? Thanks, etc. Otherwise, thank you very much. And I think let's give some time to the audience if someone has any comments or question. Chima Saab, if you that are hosting. First of all, thank you very much, Chima Saab, Asim Saab, Hamad, everybody else here, sir. Pleasure to hear from you. It was really an honor to be here. And believe me now, what I recommend to IUCN Islamabad, Pakistan, let's meet at least a quarter. Some this were good to say in a month, but let's make initially a quarter a meeting must, and then we can have more. And this time, let's hear about different kind of species. For example, grasshopper. You can talk about all this for 5-10 minutes, and then we can have some policy for future. We can find resources. Resources is not a big issue, to be very candid. In this modern world, you can, without resources, we are sitting here and we are enjoying hospitality. Thanks for everything, Chima Saab and Asim Saab and everybody else. And I ask all the respected member to play their part. Suggest yourself. We will give you opportunity to speak to us. And let's have some kind of a roadmap in Pakistan to have some kind of data available with us, like on cats, like on, when we say cat project, it includes even the snow leopards and others also. So we can work. I'm hosting not only Federal Urdu University of Art, Science and Technology, but also in Qaid-e-Azam University. I'm still, today morning I spent once a week, I'm there. My PhD and MPhil students still work on, conservation efforts. So we all work together. Let's have this kind of religious zeal. We find some, kind of thing that we take the flag of Pakistan in the world. When we meet in Congress, we have some data available with us to speak that we have this number of meetings and we have this roadmap available for ourselves. These are the targets, these are the keystones, milestones, whatever keystone species you want to talk about. So I wish that next time when we meet, Asim Saab is very kind to facilitate us in terms of having meetings. Even my university is on your disposal. So is IUCN. I believe for conservation efforts, everybody else will be happy to host us. So with these few words, sir, I'm really grateful. Malik Saab and Virk Saab, nice to hear both of you. Sundas too, thank you. And I also travel quite a lot because Geneva will be next month working with WHO now. The similar issues, that the viruses that are coming from our honorable animals, what to do with that. So let's speak about all this. This is interdisciplinary. Unfortunately, Khurram Saeed, forgive us, we couldn't hear you because of technical issues. But next time, make sure that we hear you either in person or online. We will try to resolve the issues. Thank you very much, lady. Only one lady I can see, and gentlemen. Hope to see you. All of you
as well.
Ladies
are there.
Okay, I can see the face only once. So, all ladies and honorable gentlemen, hope to see you again someday soon, inshallah. Within next, after Ramadan, let's meet again. Give you space for Ramadan. And in April, let's have our next meeting, Asim.
Okay.
Let's
स्टडी से मैं ये जरूर कहूंगा चेयर कि अगली दफा आपने प्रेजेंट करना है स्पीशीज सर्वाइवल कमीशन क्वार्टरली बेसिस पर कि हम कितने कितने ऐड करते जा रहे हैं ताकि वो टारगेट भी हम
Inshallah, at least one per million. We are 240 million or something now. They say 220, 234, but probably we are 240, 230 million. Let's have at least 230 people in the, in the couple of years. So we add at least 10% every time we meet, inshallah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.